Have you ever walked into a room and for some strange reason, people just noticed you? You didn't try to stand out. You didn't say anything special. You didn't wear anything wild or flashy. But still, eyes turned, heads moved, the room shifted. Why? It wasn't your clothes. It wasn't your words. It wasn't anything people could see. It was something deeper. It was your energy, a calm, a power, a quiet strength that just existed around you, like a fire that doesn't need to roar to burn, like still water that runs deep, real deep, like a mountain, silent, unmoving, and impossible to ignore. This is what most men never learn. Women can feel your energy, not your compliments, not your pickup lines, not your good guy attitude, your energy, your presence, your stillness. And guess what? Most men don't have it. They're too busy chasing, too busy texting, too busy begging to be seen, to be chosen, to be loved. They throw away their power hoping to prove they're good enough. And when they do that, she loses respect. She pulls back. She stops feeling attracted. Not because she's cruel, not because she's confused, but because something is missing. That fire, that calm, that grounded, powerful inner energy that only a few men carry. And here's the crazy part. You already have this power inside you. Yes, you. But it's been buried beneath doubt, beneath fear, beneath years of thinking you have to do more to be wanted. You've been told to try harder, be nicer, talk more, chase faster. But has that ever really worked? Did chasing her ever make her chase you back? No, it didn't. Because the truth is this: a woman doesn't fall for the man who gives her everything. She falls for the man who doesn't need to give her anything, to be everything. Let that sink in. She wants to feel your power, not your desperation. She wants to sense your strength, not your need. She wants to be drawn in by your aura, not pushed away by your pressure. And the only way to unlock that, the only way to make her chase you, is to master this quiet, invisible, magnetic inner energy. And it begins with one decision: to stop giving her all your attention and start giving that attention back to yourself, to your peace, to your purpose, to your power. The moment you do that, something amazing happens. You stop needing her. You stop chasing her. You stop trying to impress her. And when you do, she starts to wonder, why isn't he trying to get me like all the others? What is he focused on? What does he have that I'm now so drawn to? She begins to chase, not because you played games, not because you pulled some trick, but because you finally stopped chasing and stood still, strong, silent, confident. And that energy, it hits her like lightning. That's the energy that turns a regular man into a rare one. That's where we begin. Let's unlock the rest. The strange law of silence. Why saying less makes her feel more. Here's something most men will never understand. The more you talk, the more she feels nothing. But the less you speak, when your energy is calm, focused, unshaken, she starts to feel everything. Wait, what? How can saying less make her feel more? Because silence, from the right kind of man, is loud. It's powerful. It's rare. It makes her mind go into overdrive. Why isn't he texting me first? Is he losing interest? Why is he so calm? What is he up to? And just like that, boom, you're in her head. Not by being loud, not by being needy, but by holding your energy like a king holds his throne, steady and untouchable. This is what you need to understand. Women crave emotional mystery, not chaos, not drama, but that quiet space where they come closer to figure you out. When you give her all your words, all your thoughts, all your time, you kill the mystery. You make yourself obvious, predictable, easy. And do you know what's not attractive? Easy. She wants to work to feel you, to lean in, to reach out, to try and solve you, like a puzzle she can't stop thinking about. But if you're always explaining yourself, always updating her, always chasing after closeness, she gets full too fast. And when a woman gets full too fast, she walks away. Now here's the secret. When a man is focused, when his life has weight, direction, and depth, he doesn't need to say a lot. He doesn't need to constantly prove he's worthy. His silence speaks for him. And that silence, it makes her lean in. It makes her heart race a little. It makes her want to understand you more, even if you haven't said a single word. That's the law of inner energy. The man who's full on the inside doesn't spill all over the outside. Think about it like this. A king doesn't beg to be seen. He doesn't explain why he's strong. He just sits on his throne, and people feel it. That's what she's drawn to. That's what makes her obsess. That's what makes her wonder what's going on inside him, and why do I want to be part of it so badly? So here's what you do. The next time you feel that urge to explain, to chase, to fill the space with noise, pause, breathe, stay still, and watch what happens. Because in that silence, you create space. And in that space, she starts to feel you. And when a woman feels you, she chases you, not because you asked her to, not because you convinced her, but because your energy pulled her without a single word. Now that's real power, and we're only just getting started. The secret power of being, hard to reach. Why scarcity drives her wild. What if I told you, the more she sees you, the less she feels you? Crazy, right? But here's the twist. It's not your presence that makes her chase. It's your absence, when it comes from real power. Let me explain. See, most guys think, if I'm around more, she'll like me more. If I answer fast, she'll feel safe. If I'm always available, she won't leave. Wrong. This actually kills attraction. Why? Because when something is always there, the mind stops valuing it. It becomes background noise. Think about water from the faucet. You turn it on, you drink it. You don't think twice. Now imagine, you're in the middle of a blazing desert. No water for miles. Your throat's dry. Your body's weak. You're desperate. And then, a single bottle of cold, clear water appears. You wouldn't just like it. You'd crave it. You'd worship it. That's how the mind works. Scarcity creates value. Rarity builds desire. And this is where most men lose the game. They give too much. They're too easy to reach. They make themselves as common as that kitchen faucet. But the man who's hard to reach, the man who's busy building his world, The man who doesn't answer every message in 5 seconds? He becomes rare. He becomes mysterious. He becomes irresistible. Now here's the key. This isn't about playing games. It's about living a life that's so full, so powerful, that your time becomes sacred. You're not avoiding her. You're not acting cold. You're just not waiting by the phone. You've got goals. You've got peace. You've got gravity. And when a man has gravity, guess what happens? She orbits around him. She checks her phone more. She thinks about what you're doing. She starts initiating. Because now, your presence feels special. It feels like a gift, not a guarantee. So here's your new law. If you want to be chaste, don't be cheap with your time. Guard it. Value it. Let your life be the thing that fills you, not her constant attention. Because when a woman feels that your time is earned, not given away, that's when she starts working for it. That's when she stops running away and starts running toward you. And when that shift happens, her whole emotional system changes. She goes from, he's always there, to, where is he? I need him. That's not manipulation. That's not cruelty. That's attraction in its rawest, realest form. Stay rare. Stay focused. Let your energy stay sacred. And you'll never have to chase again. Because she'll feel lucky just to be part of your world. And the invisible energy she feels but can't explain, and it drives her crazy. Let me ask you something strange. Have you ever walked into a room without saying a word, and still people noticed you, like they could feel you before they even saw you? That, my friend, is energy. And guess what? Women feel energy more than they hear your words. They sense your calm, your focus, your inner power. You can't fake this. You can't act confident. You have to become it. And here's the wild part. It's not loud. It's not flashy. It's quiet, like a lion resting in the sun. He doesn't roar to prove himself. He just exists. And everything else moves around him. That's what real masculine energy feels like to a woman. It's not alpha in a loud, braggy way. It's not nice guy in a people-pleasing way. It's stoic presence, deep stillness, and zero neediness. And when a woman feels that, her brain scrambles. She starts thinking about you in a way she can't explain. You're not even doing anything, but you're pulling her in like a magnet. Why? Because the world is loud. Most guys talk too much. They overshare. They overpromise. They overtry. But you've mastered your emotions. You're not chasing. You're not proving. You're just there, strong, calm, unfazed. And this drives her wild. It makes her wonder, what is he thinking? Why does he feel so different? Why do I want more of him? Now here's what you need to understand. This energy doesn't come from pretending. It comes from detachment. It's the power that shows up when you're not trying to impress, when you're not emotionally addicted to her response, when you're okay with whatever happens, because you trust yourself. She feels that. It's not coldness, it's centeredness. And the more you build this, the more her emotions get tangled in your gravity. Because you're not chasing her energy, she's chasing yours. This is the kind of energy that disrupts her rhythm. The more you give, the less she feels. This will shock you. Here's something nobody tells you. Sometimes, the more you give to her, the less she feels for you. Wait, what? That doesn't make sense, right? You gave her time, you gave her attention, you gave her compliments, gifts, sweet words, loyalty. You gave your best. So why did she pull away? Why did she seem bored, distant, cold? It hurts. It feels like betrayal. But here's the truth. She didn't lose interest because you gave too little. She lost interest because you gave too much, too fast, too easily, too constantly. She didn't have to earn your presence. She didn't have to wonder if you'd call. She didn't have to think about you because you were always there. Let me say it straight. When something is always available, it stops feeling special. Imagine this. You eat your favorite dessert every single day, morning, noon, and night. At first it's amazing, but after a while, it's just another snack. Now think about this in your own life. You gave her everything thinking it would bring her closer. But you didn't give her the most powerful gift of all, your absence. Not to punish her, not to play games, but to create space so she can feel what it's like without you. Because it's in that silence that she starts to feel again. She remembers your strength. She remembers your words. She remembers your presence. That space makes her heart lean in, and suddenly her desire comes back. You see, giving isn't bad, but constant giving kills curiosity, and curiosity is where attraction lives. Think of it like fire. Too much wood, no air, it dies. You need space for the flame to breathe. And that's what you must learn. The man who doesn't give it all away at once. The man who holds a little back. Who gives with intention. Who knows when to step away. He's the one who leaves a mark on her soul. So stop flooding her with your energy. Start letting her miss it. Because when she has to wonder where you are, when she has to feel the absence of your presence, that's when she starts craving you all over again. The key isn't giving more. The key is giving just enough, then stepping back and letting her heart chase what it almost lost. The secret power of stillness, why she can't forget the calm man. Let me ask you something strange. What if silence is louder than words? What if stillness is the very thing that grabs her? See, most men try too hard. They talk too much. They explain too much. They react too fast. And in all that noise, they lose something powerful, mystery. But the man who can sit still, the man who doesn't need to chase, to beg, to prove, that man becomes magnetic. Why? Because in a world that's loud, messy, and emotional, a calm man stands out like fire in the dark. Women feel it, that silence, that pause, that breath he takes before he speaks. It makes her lean in. It makes her guess. It makes her wonder, what is he thinking? Why is he not reacting? Who is this guy? You see, stillness isn't weakness. It's power under control. It's saying, I know my worth. I don't need to chase you to prove it. It's saying, I'm not shaken by your mood, your silence, or your little tests. It's saying, I'm grounded in me. And that energy is rare. Because when you're calm, she feels safe, but not bored. She feels peace, but also the thrill of not fully having you. It's like standing near a deep ocean, quiet on the surface, but full of mystery below. That's what real attraction feels like. So here's the key, brother. When she's trying to pull you into drama, stay still. When she's pushing your buttons, stay calm. When she's unsure, distant, confusing, do nothing. Just breathe. That's when she starts to feel it. Your masculine stillness, your unshakable core, your deep, unspoken power. It's not about how much you say. It's about how much strength you carry in silence. Because a man who can sit still in the storm is the man she can't stop thinking about once it passes. She won't remember the guy who chased. She won't remember the guy who begged. But she will never forget the man who sat back, said nothing, yet somehow made her feel everything. When you stop explaining yourself, she starts wanting you more. Here's a weird little truth most men never learn. The more you explain yourself, the less she feels you. And the less she feels you, the less she wants you. Sounds crazy, right? But listen closely. This one shift in your energy changes everything. Most men are stuck in prove mode. They explain what they meant. They explain why they didn't call. They explain what their intentions are. They explain, until all their power leaks out. And what does she feel? Not strength, not confidence, not presence. She feels a man trying too hard to be understood. And that energy is weak. Now listen carefully, because this is the twist. Mystery builds desire, and clarity kills the spark when it's forced. When you're always explaining yourself, she doesn't have to wonder. She doesn't get to feel the gaps. She doesn't get to lean in and try to understand you, because you've already given it all away. But when you stop explaining, when you stop giving away your inner world so easily, she begins to ask, why is he so calm? Why doesn't he justify himself? What is he thinking? Boom. That's the beginning of emotional pull. Because now she's working for your energy. Now she's investing in the moment. Now she's chasing the meaning behind your words or your silence. You see, real masculine energy doesn't try to be liked. It doesn't try to be understood. It simply is. Still, centered, complete. And here's the truth. If you always feel the need to explain, it means you're still unsure of your own decisions. But when you fully own who you are, you don't explain, you don't defend, you just live. That's power. And that's when she feels it. That deep, unshakable aura of a man who moves with quiet certainty. So from now on, try this. Say less, pause more, and when you speak, make every word carry weight. Because the man who doesn't need to explain himself, he becomes a mystery, he becomes rare, and in her heart, he becomes unforgettable. Why being the nice guy makes you invisible, and what she's really craving instead. Let's tear off the mask, because this one's going to sting a little. Have you ever wondered why the guy who's always kind, sweet, giving, and available gets ignored, while the man who barely lifts a finger somehow has her chasing him like crazy? It's not fair, right? It feels confusing. It feels wrong. You think, but I'm doing everything right. I treat her well. I show up. I care. But here's the harsh truth, brother. Being nice doesn't make you desirable. It makes you forgettable. Because what she's actually craving is not comfort. It's depth. She doesn't want a man who folds himself to please her. She wants a man who stands firm in who he is. Being too nice is often just another way of saying, I'm afraid to upset her. It's fear dressed up like kindness. And women can feel that fear. They can smell it on you. She may smile. She may say, "Oh, you're so sweet." But deep down, it doesn't move her. It doesn't shake her. It doesn't make her feel. Why? Because it lacks edge. It lacks mystery. It lacks power. Here's what nobody tells you. Attraction is born in tension. And tension only exists when you have boundaries. So when you say no sometimes, when you don't always respond instantly, when you choose your purpose over pleasing, she feels something rare. She feels a man who won't be owned. And that makes her want to earn you. Look, this isn't about being rude or disrespectful. It's about being real, because a man who's always nice, he's hiding. He's scared. He's not showing his full masculine truth. But the man who lives from strength, purpose, calm energy, who's kind because he wants to be, not because he has to be, that man becomes magnetic. Not by chasing, not by pleasing, but by simply being whole. And when she feels that kind of man walk into the room, she doesn't just see him, she feels him. And that feeling, it sticks. The hidden power of emotional calm. Why losing your cool kills attraction instantly. Stop right there. Because this is where most guys lose the game without even realizing it. Have you ever noticed how a woman's interest vanishes the second you get all stressed, angry, or desperate? One moment she's there, the next, poof, she's gone. Why? Because emotions are energy you give off. And if you're a volcano erupting with chaos, fear, or neediness, she can't feel safe near you. Here's the secret nobody talks about. True power is silent. It's calm. It's steady. It's like a deep ocean, still on the surface, but unstoppable underneath. When you master your emotions, you don't just hide them. You control them. You let them flow inside, without letting them shout outside. Imagine this. You're in a heated moment. Maybe she says something that triggers you. Instead of snapping or begging for attention, you breathe, you pause, you hold your ground with calm eyes and steady voice. That calmness, it's magnetic. It's a signal that says, I'm strong. I'm in control. I'm the man. Women are wired to trust and want that kind of strength. Not the kind that shouts, not the kind that begs, but the quiet strength, the calm inside the storm. That's what pulls her in deep. And when she sees you hold your peace no matter what, she starts to lean in. She wants to be near the safe harbor you've become. So, if you want her chasing your calm, stop running from your emotions. Feel them. Master them. Own them. Because when you control your inner world, you control the outer one. And that is real power. The secret fuel of true confidence. Why chasing approval destroys your power. Hold on. This is the final piece of the puzzle that almost nobody talks about. What if I told you that real confidence has nothing to do with money, looks, or what others think of you? Crazy, right? Most guys spend their whole lives trying to get approval. From friends, from women, from society. They think, if she likes me, I'm a man. Or if I dress right or have a fancy car, then I'm confident. But here's the truth that will flip your world upside down. Confidence comes from one place: self-approval. That means you approve of you, you accept your mistakes, you respect your journey, you're proud of who you are, even when nobody's watching. When you live like this, you don't need to prove anything. You don't feel the need to beg or chase. You just be. You radiate calm strength because you know your worth, without anyone else telling you. And here's the magic. Women can feel this. It's like an invisible light glowing around you. They don't want a man who's desperate to be liked. They want a man who knows he's enough. So start giving yourself that approval. Celebrate your wins, even the small ones. Be kind to yourself on your bad days. Build skills, learn new things, and watch your confidence grow from the inside out. This kind of confidence, it's unbreakable. It's magnetic. And it makes her chase you, not the other way around. Because when you master your inner power, you become the man who no one else can replace.